Staff is number one, the hardest thing for any business, and luckily we've got it right, and I think that's why we've won. Like, this fast-paced growth, being able to hire fast, has definitely been the most successful thing that we've experienced. I live and breathe my business. So we work with a client called Under Lucky Stars, and what they do is, it's the star constellation of specific moments, and this is the moment that we launched Rise at 7 and what the stars looked like in the sky. Yes, one of my favourites. It sits here in my office. Not gonna lie, it's just full of crap at the minute. That's where I graduated. So I graduated from University of Leeds, and there's me collecting certificates. Crazy 3 years, but I absolutely loved it. So I'm just about to have a call with Kenwright. Something interesting that we've been doing. People is what drives this business, and understanding those people, their skill sets, what drives them is definitely important for us to understand where we should prioritize them in terms of what they should be doing, but also we use it to understand where to hire. So for an example, we're using this thing called DISC profiles. DISC profiles is basically like a scientific study to understand who I am as a person, who Kenwright is, what drives me, whether I'm decisive, whether I like process, whether I'm driven by money or driven by fame. And that's the sort of thing that we've done to understand every member of our staff. But we also use it for hiring. So we understand, okay, that actually when me and Kenwright first started, we were not driven by process. We don't really like it. It's not something that we agree with. We needed somebody that was. We needed somebody in this business that was good at process. It's helped us as a business understand what we're good at, what is missing, but also help people progress. But we've been listening to this podcast and audio, which is called Rocket Fuel, and it's all about the visionary and the integrator, and that is basically me and him. I'm the visionary, he's the integrator, and it's important that we join this business together. That's why I think we're winning. The connection that me and Kenwright have is just magical, the way that we work, and I think that is what comes across in these personality profiles. You can directly see what I'm driven by, what I'm good at, what he's driven by and what he's good at, and why we fit like that.
So we've done the same version 2.5 years ago to now, and obviously, you know, I've had 2 jobs since then, and we've started Rise about 18 months ago. So we're doing something really different, right? You're a CEO now, and you weren't at the time. So I was interested to know how you've changed versus how I've changed, and the assumptions that we made when we were starting the business. Have they played out? I think what's interesting is, from a natural style point of view, like who you really are as a person, you have literally not changed. You are exactly the same, literally the same scores. You basically gave the same answers on the test. So nothing different there. You're still extremely, you know, off the scale decisive, off the scale interactive. You know, you want to go that way, and you're a people person. You want to chat with people. You want to be with people, basically, and that's still the case. And none of your scores have changed at all. And from an adaptive point of view, what's really changed, your decisiveness has gone way up in terms of how you behave on a day-to-day basis. And I'm speculating you've gone from 49, so it's out of 100. You've gone from 49 to 70. So you're actually highly decisive now. And I would speculate that it's because the role that you were doing when you were, you know, senior campaign strategist, I think you were when you were doing this, there wasn't much point in you being decisive because your opinion, you know, wasn't listened to in a big business like that. You didn't get your point across the way that you would want to, and naturally, you know, the way that you like to. And I think now you're a CEO, you've gone way up there because you have to decide things all day, every day. Like, being in the leadership is basically how many decisions can you make in a day is how you win. What's different about me is I have always been, historically I was a DS conflict, which means that I am very decisive, but I also like stability, I like steadiness. I'm a very patient sort of person, quite process driven. That's my natural style historically. Ironically, absolutely zero caution. Like, just, we're going that way, what's the worst that could happen type of thing. It's just been how I always am. And both of us, neither of us had any caution whatsoever when we setting this business up. And we actually identified that and thought we need to do something about that. Maybe we need to hire people who are cautious to balance us out and compensate a little bit. you have always been super high individualistic. You like fame and recognition and getting your name out there. You're the same, right? That's not changed at all. And I've always been quite low on that, which is one of the reasons that this partnership works pretty well. Because if I was also like that, I'd be like, get out of my spotlight, and I'm not. And that's how it works.
I think that's the important thing, is understanding the difference between me and you two, and how we get motivated. I've been speaking to someone recently, and definitely on the money side, people run businesses to make money. That's ultimately what they do. And I remember when we first got a bit of money out of the company, like I've never had money in my life, and we didn't take that much money out of the company. It was just more than I've ever had, I guess. I felt no different. I hadn't spent a penny of it. It's all still in my account. And I know the first thing you did is went and bought a Porsche. So, I felt no different when I had that money in my account. But I'm definitely motivated by fame, I guess, and credit. I obviously have worked my arse off for years, and I guess not really got that spotlight, and now's my time to shine. And it's nice to kind of see that. But yeah, I think it's so interesting to see how me and you work, what's missing. So I know that me and you are really, really low on process. So we've had to then go and hire. So we've used this for hiring purposes. Okay, who can we hire that's really good at processes?
If you take my two highest values, my title is management power, the CEO. That is my profile. I'm the type of person that it wants to lead and manage a business. You are the entrepreneur. You wanna, and that for me feels like a literal manifestation of visionary and integrator right there. The entrepreneur, the person who doesn't want their own boss, who has their ideas and wants to go off and do something for themselves, and me, the person who wants to make it happen. That is literally our personalities coming out in this business, so that's why it works.
Just woke up and it's thick with snow outside. Let me show you. So I really wanted to come home from Aruba to snow, and looks like I got lucky. Did you just throw a snowball at me?